Uh, so before I start this video, uh, later in the video, I do say that that I will show you how to get in a future video. But after a couple hours of searching, I was not able to find anybody willing to help again. So, basically the way you can get in is you get a Bob user, get a Rob user. Bob user summons the Bob. Rob user becomes Rob. And then when they collide, black hole happens like it always did. But now, anybody using default gets sucked in. To the black hole, and up to 4 defaults can get teleported in. And yeah, then they get teleported to the place that I'll talk about later. And this is the UGC item you can get if you do it, if you're in the first 50,000 people to do it. So, yeah, so, later in the video, I do say that I'm not going to do this, but then I decided to do it. So, again. Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to solve the maze for the new badge and free UGC item after you've gotten into it. I'm not going to show you how to get into it, I will in a future video, and this video is also probably going to be re-uploaded if I feel like remaking it because of the absolute horrible quality here. This is actually a voiceover. This is the first time I've ever done a voiceover because my headphones broke, and this is the first time I've gotten a chance to use them since I did this. But anyway, after you do all this stuff, you get a glove and a UGC item, but you only get the UGC item if you're within the first 50,000 people to get it. So, after you spawn, yeah, like you saw me do a second ago, you're gonna have to fight those people, and then after you come out here, there'll be this bridge with a lever. After you hit the lever, that bridge will extend, and you'll go into a little room. You gotta fight more people. Then after that, you unlock another room which you have to fight more people. And then there's a thing after that which I'll explain in more detail after we get there. Oh, also I wanted to apologize about the absolute atrocious quality of this video. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but I'm also going to be talking about recording this video for like half the time. And he ended up not agreeing anyway, and I had to go splice more clips together. But that's okay. So you don't actually need to hug the wall here. I was just hugging the wall because, you know, you keep walking in the direction you were walking in when you hold chat. Or, yeah, when you type stuff in chat. You'll keep walking there, but there is no reason to hug the wall there. There are a couple points, if you're paying attention to chat at the beginning of the video, I think I said wall hug basically wherever possible. And there are a couple points that I will point out in the future where you should wall hug. I think just one that I've verified actually works, but watch out for that. So after you get here, I am actually going to go through this thing twice because I get lost because I'm talking to this guy and not paying attention. Come back, show you the right way, and then after that somebody falls after I let them through, so then I have to come back and do it again, so you'll have ample time. I'll have ample time to talk about it here. So there's this maze. Only one person has to go into it, but in it there's a hidden pressure plate. And after you hit the pressure plate, the walls of the maze will start closing in on you. And if they close in fully on you, you will die, but after they finish fully closing in, it will form a floor at the top of that staircase we just came down a second ago. And then you can walk across that. It forms like another maze. And you go through that. It only lasts for a couple seconds, but if you're able to do it, then you'll end up at a parkour part. And the reason I'm spamming the default glove ability here is because you actually go faster when you use it. It does have a use. It doesn't just make a fart noise. So the path to get there after you've already activated it is pretty easy. You just have to be fast enough to get there. Remember, like I said, use your glove ability to run faster. And don't leave anybody behind because people are very, very valuable. For fighting and stuff. Also, you have to have at least 2 people at the end because you will be sacrificing someone at the end. You gotta leave them behind, which I will get to when we get there. That's one of the last things. And this, the entire thing's actually not too big, but it's a bit hard to get into. You know, you need Bob, you need Rob, and even after you've gotten in here, there are an ample amount of ways that you can die. So Again, just be careful. Walls start closing in. Follow my lead. Go to the left. Skip the second left, I believe it is, then the second right. Gets you to this parkour area. And this is pretty simple parkour, but you should still take it slow because, again, if you die, it actually kicks you from the server. And there's no, like in the Rob boss fight, you can revive for Robux. I don't know how many times you can do it because I've never done it. I don't know if it gives you the option to do it again after you've died, but there is nothing like that here. In fact, if you die, it'll teleport you back to the main island, the main game, and it'll actually remove 100 slaps from you. So I'm not actually sure what happens if you have less than 100 slaps. It might just remove 8%, or it just might take you down to 0. But dying here does have a penalty. So I didn't realize that until I'd lost literally like 3,000 slaps. It was a bit painful. I just kept getting a bad team and then making a ton of silly mistakes myself. But so up here, coming up here is a part where you actually have to, or you can hug the wall. It just makes things significantly easier. Up here is one of the, it's like the second biggest combat room in the entire thing. If you hug the wall, they actually won't spawn. And then up here is a room full of axes. So, and then there are a ton of pressure plates on the floor. If you hit the pressure plates, the axes will start going, and I'm pretty sure somebody just jumped into a pressure plate after one of the little guys, like, jump scared him. It appeared out of nowhere. And then there is another point coming up here in this hallway, where the little guys spawn. And it's not actually shown in this clip, it is shown later in this video, but there's a combat room after this. It's pretty hard, I've died on it a couple times. But a really easy way to deal with them is by activating the axes if you haven't, and then coming back here, and then those guys will actually die to the axes. Which again, I don't do right now. I just fight them, and me and the other guy who's actually contributing does end up, we end up at like no health. But like I just said, at the very end of the video, I do show you a better way to do that with the axes. The other guy I was on an alt because I wanted to get a second UGC. And the guy that was carrying me told me about it. So after you get this guys, or after you get these guys, there is a part up here, the next room that opens. You do actually have to sacrifice someone. So basically there is a big hallway with a bunch of axes. And obviously the axes will kill you, like the axes from the other room, but there aren't any pressure plates. They're just activated by default. And then, so if you've been paying attention, there's a pressure plate right in front of that door. And then, as we'll see in a second, there's also a pressure plate immediately inside of the door. Both of them activate that door, and then at least the inside one. The outside one might also do it. I'm not 100% sure. But it will open a door on the other side, and it is impossible to run from that one pressure plate all the way to the other side without exploits. I saw a guy who was helping me earlier. He had exploits. I left after he showed them to me. But he had exploits and he was able to run through, which is obviously not what you're supposed to do. And then, even if you run straight towards it, I got a really good, I didn't actually know you couldn't get through after you sacrifice yourself, because I didn't realize what I was doing. Even I got a really good run. I literally ran straight the entire time. I never hit any buttons or touched my mouse. I just held W and spam D. It is not possible to get through. And I tried clipping through, which I'm sure you could do, but I am not good at any type of glitches at all, and I was not able to. But this clip does end here. I edit a new one on top of this after I say goodbye to this guy. Which I'll show, that's where I'll show the axe method. And then there is a bit of parkour that we do again with a bunch of big axes. And then I'll show you how to claim your potential UGC item and get the new badge. Alright, there you go. Here's my alt. And here's that room that we were just in where we almost died. we just activated the axes and did that. So after you get through that sacrifice part, you get to here. Well, I'm sorry about that. My headphones are still broken. You got to do some simple parkour. I died on it twice. It was very sad. After you do it, there is a big guy you click on. I'll show you at the end of the clip here. Do that, and it's a big Rob plushie. That is the UGC item. It's just a Rob plushie. I haven't equipped it yet, so I don't actually know like where it is on your guy. But after you get there, you'll get the badge immediately, and then you also have to click on the guy to be prompted to buy the UGC item if it's still available, which at the time of recording, I believe there are still 18,000 copies left out of 50,000. So thank you everybody for watching my excruciating video, and I'll see you later. Bye.